Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Rob's Networkers Traffic Leads to Income VM Sunday Night Hangout. So my name is Rob Gearing. I'm the admin, and I'm the owner of Traffic Leads to Income VM and Rob's Networkers. And I'm pleased to be with you tonight. So I appreciate everybody who's watching us live. Little by little, that viewing guide will grow, and we'll have more and more people that are seeing us. If you are watching us on Google Plus, you're in a good spot. You have the Q&A button on the upper right-hand corner, and I've got some lightning going on, so if I don't know if you can hear that. So if I get cut off and the broadcast ends, that would be why. Okay. So the Q&A is in the upper right-hand corner. So I want to know who's watching me tonight. So please, if you are with us tonight, I'd like you to click that Q&A in the upper right-hand corner and just let us know. Just let us know that you're here and maybe where you're from, and that would be nice. So our panelists can kind of get to see, and they'll be watching your questions, and we'll be answering those as we proceed. We're going to be talking tonight about how to choose a primary business. That's a topic that's near and dear to our hearts, this esteemed panel that we've put together here tonight. So we're going to have a lot of lively conversation about this. This would be one of our more lively sessions, so I'm looking forward to it in particular. I'm sure the fellas are as well. So don't hesitate to ask questions. We have our blog in our showcase listed tonight, so that's a new feature that we're debuting. So you should be seeing the Traffic Leads to Income latest blog article that's titled "How to Choose a Primary Business." So you have that as a reference as well. We're going to be going into screen share shortly, and then we'll turn it over to our panel. So from right to left, we have Carlos. We have Ken, and we have Nick along with me tonight. So they're going to be talking about their primary business. They're going to be talking about why they chose it, and they're going to be giving you some thoughts about how you can go about choosing. What are some of the criteria of a good, strong primary business? So without further ado, and thanks, Rebecca. Appreciate Rebecca. You're here. Rebecca Stamer. So welcome. So those that join us, please let us know by using the Q&A in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. It's in the little box on the Google page, a little box in the upper right-hand corner of Q&A. So let us know when you arrive, when you're here. And if you're watching us on YouTube live, because we're broadcasting live now to the world on YouTube, you can also click on Join the Conversation on Google. That will allow you to interact with us. Those are all good things. Those are all good tools. So definitely use them. So now it's time for some screen share. So I'm going to bring that up, and we're going to share the full screen, the entire screen, and hit share, and there we go. So I'm now screen sharing. So our blog this evening is entitled "How to Choose a Primary Business." That's right over here, and it's something that's near and dear to my heart because I've been in a lot of businesses in the last 16 years, I believe. I've been online. I've always had tools and resources, but I've had a hard time coming up with something that you call a primary business, which I'm going to define tonight, something that can really carry you far. And what I've learned recently is when you put the whole package together, boy, can you get some really good success. So I'm excited about what I'm going to present tonight because I think, I'm very confident that it's going to be a ticket for me to, the goals that I want to achieve long term. So some housekeeping before we get started, as the lightning crashes around me. I did want to, in the business that I'm in, it's called Club Shop Rewards. It's in your downline builder in Traffic Leads to Income VM, so you can check it out there. But my good friend Janet Legier, who I brought in to the business, was promoted to Bronze Manager. So she passed me up. I'm a mere team captain. So Bronze Manager in less than 30 days, which pretty much is unheard of. So Janet couldn't join us tonight to tell us how she does these incredible things, but you'll hear her in future weeks. So congratulations to Janet. And that's really all I had for the housekeeping section tonight. I did want you to reference this article here. It's called "Choosing a Primary Business." So if you click the link in the main blog, this is an old article that I wrote. This is what I'm going to be looking off tonight for my notes. So I wrote this a couple years ago when I was in a primary business called Sizzle, which is health and wellness. Good company. It just didn't quite work out for me perfectly. No reflection on the company. Sometimes we're not ready for these matters. Sometimes we're just not, either we're not ready or it just doesn't quite fit us. you really have to think about what's going to get you passionate and what's going to be something that you're comfortable promoting and talking to people about online and offline. So the key thing that I say, so my take on primary business is it's got to have products that you can sell online and offline. So tonight we're not going to talk about, such and such traffic exchange. I can call that a primary business. No, you can't. That's an online business. You can't do something with your grandma with XYZ traffic exchange or viral mailer. Now, I'm the owner of Trafficleads2incomeVM. Certainly, that's near and dear to my heart, but I can't necessarily. Maybe I can call it a primary business because I own it. But in the context that I'm talking about tonight, it still doesn't have something for everybody. It's just the way it is. So I'm always looking for, as a marketer, as an entrepreneur, as a guy that's making money, for my own business, for my own resources. I'm looking for a complete toolkit. I'm looking for everything, everything and anything that gives me the advantage to earn additional income. So that's why I talk about online and offline. You have to put the whole package together really to succeed. So the following tutorial, it's under trafficleads2income.com/blog/prospecting, or you can get to it right from the main article tonight, trafficleads2income.com/blog, and then you click on primary business. It's titled as prospecting in the URL. So online and offline, important. Okay, so that's one thing. Tangible products and services. Products may be household items. They could be vitamins, cosmetics, cellular service, an auto club. How about cash rebates on your shopping? That would be tangible, right? Okay, most people shop online. Or rebates and such when you shop offline in certain contexts. That would be considered something that's sellable offline. One of the hardest things we have as marketers is we don't know how to say what we do to people. Okay, we don't have an offline hook. So we stumble and we stutter, and people start asking questions, and we get nervous, and we just say, whatever, and end the conversation instead of being proud. When most jobs that you have, you can't stop talking about what you do and this and that, and people, oh yeah. But when we think about talking about online business to either friends, family, or prospects or leads, we get all tongue-tied and nervous. So we have to get over that. We have to. That means you have not arrived. You haven't put together something that you can get passionate about. Okay. So through my training, through my 7 steps to success at Trafficleads2incomeVM, through these webinars and trainings, that's what I'm also trying to do, is to help you put the mindset together for success. So oftentimes you may be referred to as a distributor or a representative of one of these companies. You may also decide simply to be a customer if the product or service is of value to you. Okay. Oftentimes the company's best representatives once were customers. One of the challenges of these businesses is where to find customers and or potential distributors. We know that Trafficleads2incomeVM 7 steps to success, we can generate leads from traffic exchanges, safe list viral mailers using our lead capture pages and the system that we put forth in the 7 steps to success, where we're advertising in a lot of traffic exchanges, a lot of viral mailers, but we're advertising our lead capture page, we're building our list, we're generating leads, and these are online leads for our primary business. And that's how, when I say putting the pieces and parts together, that's how it's done. Now imagine if you got something really good and legitimate that you can speak to offline as well. Now you've got this tsunami going on. You got the whole thing. You've got the complete package. You can carry business cards with pride. You can look people in the eye with pride. You can go into online chat rooms with pride. You got it all going on, and you're going to be really happy with your income if you stay with a plan and you work it day after day, and you don't skip over to this business, that business, but you say, I got what I got. I've got a primary biz. I've got a system that teaches me how to generate real-time leads. What else do I need, right? What else do I need? Then you get to busy, putting it together, being a leader, and staying with it day after day. 365, multiple years. That's how people get to 5, 10,000 plus monthly incomes, because they've stayed the course. They have done their due diligence. So the rest of that blog, that prospecting blog, just goes into how you different ways to prospect. I actually took an opportunity to tell you about Skype, how to use Facebook. I'm giving you Janet Legier's top secret method of what she does on Facebook. Her Facebook prospecting training is at the bottom of this article. And then I actually give you a snippet of a Skype chat that I had with a Sizzle prospect who I converted into a, whatever we call the upgrade, a gold distributor or a platinum or something like that, just by having this level of dialogue. Simple. When you read through it, you'll be like, you know, I can do this. That's really the idea. You know, being active in social networks. Do you know Skype allows you to take your Facebook and import it? Did you know that? Did you know that there's all kinds of different ways you can search for people on Skype? You know their name, where they live, you have an email address. You know, the rest of this article pretty much gets into connecting with people. We call it belly to belly in the network marketing industry. But I'm going to get into a couple other things that aren't in the written text here. Another thing about business is it established? You got to start staying away from pre-launches. I'm guilty of it too. Somebody says, hey, there's a pre-launch. You're going to make $1 million because there's tons of people and everybody's going to come in and you're going to be at the top of the matrix and all that. And then what happens? It goes, what? It fizzles. I have a 6-year plan, my friends. Okay. My 6-year plan is that in the business that I'm in right now, Club Shop Rewards, which is in your downline builder in Trafficleads2incomeVM, it's a 17-year-old company, 17 years old. Okay, so it started online in 1997. My son was born in 1997. So my son is as old as Club Shop Rewards. Okay, so it's not going anywhere. So my 6-year plan is to work with them through their very good system and their great comp plan and their leadership development that they're providing me, and in 6 years to be to a level, along with what I do with Trafficleads2incomeVM and teaching, training, and mentoring others to be leaders and successful and earn money online, that I can basically, I have an offline career, believe it or not. I'm not sitting here as a millionaire with Ferraris parked all over my driveway, but that's not what I'm about. That's not what I, really do. I'm a real guy that makes money on the internet and teaches other people how to do it. I could make more money maybe by pretending like, I'm driving this or driving that because, maybe people pay more when they feel like the person, got all this wealth. But a lot of people that do that, how do you really know what they're all about anyway? How do you know that's not smoke and mirrors? So my 6-year plan is gives me the opportunity to have a focus, to have something to look forward to in the future, and to say if I follow the due diligence of Club Shop Rewards, continue with my own Trafficleads2incomeVM, which I own, putting all the pieces together and just, working hard every day. 6 years, my daughter graduates from high school. My wife and I have already talked about consolidating and downsizing. Don't really need the big house in the suburbs anymore. We can do what we want to do. We can travel. I have my laptop, my iPad, my cell phone, and an income that I'm going to be proud of, that I can take an early retirement from the primary business, or the offline, I'm sorry, an early retirement from the offline career, okay, and have a nice income that will allow me to do that. Retiring at 52 years old to me is a very, so you can do the math of how old I am. That's a very attractive thought process, okay? And I'll have, with my plan, I'll have plenty of income to be able to do that, to wait for my 401k, to wait for my pension when I turn 62, to wait for, all that kind of stuff, Social Security, blah, 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 blah. That's what financial freedom is. That's living life on your own terms. That's what it's all about, my friends. And I hope that you can retire at 40. I hope that you can retire at 35. I don't know how old my audience is. I don't know, where you stand there. But I'm really excited. I feel really good. So part of a primary business is something that that when you put your due diligence in and you put your time into it, that it's still going to be there. Okay, because I wouldn't do this proclamation with a pre-launch that just came out. Okay, because I don't know if it's going to be around in 6 years, but I know mine is going to be around in 6 years. It accepts PayPal for payments, to pay you, and to pay, for you to pay and for you to receive payments. So that makes any business can't be an MLM if PayPal blesses it. So if PayPal endorses you, you're not an MLM. You can be a network marketing organization, but you can't be an MLM. And it's also endorsed by the Better Business Bureau. So those are all things that you should look at in your primary business. Would PayPal put a blessing on it? Okay. Is it accredited by the Better Business Bureau? Has it been around for, say, 17 years, or maybe 10 years, maybe 8 years? Or did it start last month? Again, can you talk offline about it? Does it have products and services that would be attractive to people, not just online, but offline as well? So those are some things that I have to say about primary business. So I'm going to come back. My panel kind of has a good feel of the format tonight, after my big long talk there. So I'm going to come back over and turn off the screen share. So stop screen sharing. And I'm going to turn it now over to, we're going to go from, tonight we're going to go from right to left. So I'm going to start with Carlos, and I'm going to take my microphone off, and Carlos is going to put his on, and he's going to tell you what his thoughts are about choosing a primary business.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I mean, I agree with what Rob's saying. It's definitely, you want to look at the longevity of a company that's been around. The product's something that everyone is looking for. And I mean, at this point, I think I'm also part of Club Shop, and I'm going to be concentrating on making that my primary business right now. I mean, I also have, the GVO products that I'm promoting, and those are, everyone that's doing business online, is something that they're going to want. So as a combination of the two, and using one to build the other, it's a family of tools that everyone that's doing business online can benefit from. So, and it's like Rob said, I mean, with company too, you have to look at, it's something that your downline can build up and beyond what you're doing also. Like in Rob's case, where Janet, built her business faster because the way she's doing it and the following she has. I mean, it all plays into it. So I think that's pretty much all I had right at this moment.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Carlos. I appreciate that. So before I turn it over to Ken, well, I know he's itching at the trigger, so I'm going to make you wait just 30 seconds here, Ken. So I want to look at the questions on the board so far. Remember, guys, look at the Q&A button in the upper right-hand corner of your screen and identify that you're one of our viewers, and give us a comment or a question that we can react to. And if you're listening and watching on YouTube, you can switch over to Google to be able to interact with us as well. So Patrick Judge, thank you. It says good webinar, so I'm going to select that question, and I'm going to hit done. So we thank you, Patrick. I'm not sure what happens when I do that, so maybe somebody can tell me someday what it looks like. And Barbara Arpster, hi Rob, just wanted to let you know I'm here. Stormy here too. She's about 45 minutes away from me in Pennsylvania, the western Pennsylvania area. So someday we're going to meet for coffee, and she's doing a great job in her club shop business as well as Carlos, who just got done speaking there. So the guys are really rocking it out. So yeah, tornado warning. We'll have to be careful. Be careful on that. So thank you, Barbara. Bert, another club shopper. We've got all the club shoppers dropping by tonight. I wonder how that happened, huh? So Bert Daniels, one of the early guys that I brought in. It's really knocking it out of the ballpark. So Bert, thank you. Keep up the good work. Keep rocking it out. And Patrick has a second comment. He's so excited tonight. Patrick from Ireland. I love when we get the different countries involved too. So staying up late. It's 10 to 2 a.m. and he's glad he stayed up for it. So that's awesome. So thank you, Patrick, for that. All right. So keep those questions and comments rolling. And I'm going to, speaking of rolling, I'm going to roll it now over to Ken Wolf.
Thank you, Rob, and thank you everybody for being here. This is definitely a topic that has captured my interest and passion for many years. In fact, I think Nick will probably have something to say about his primary business, which is probably the same as my primary business, and I'm happy to say that it's been around for 50 years. It's Shackley, and it's a product-based business, and it's health and nutrition and environmentally safe cleaning products and something actually for every room in the house. Beauty care products and sports nutrition, and lots of good stuff. But the basic thing is with any business that you're in, you have to first. Rob said something about a lot of people start just by being a consumer of the products, and that's the way most people start. And in fact, when I started, it was my parents were in the business, signed me up under them, and started giving me products. I started feeling guilty about taking all the products, so I started buying them myself. And but the thing about it is the products really worked. I fell in love with the product. I couldn't help but talk to other people about the product. So, but and over the years, I haven't really felt like it's something that I had to sell. And it's not what I do today. I don't go out there and try and tell everybody about my primary business and what I'm doing. I actually get involved in a lot of things, traffic exchange, traffic that leads to income, and other things. The click track profit network of people. I get to know people. I find out what they're interested in, and I know that I have what is solutions basically. Um, if they have, you know, have difficulty staying awake, or tired all the time, and it's a nutrition thing. Now, there's a lot of good nutrition companies out there, but and I personally feel that Shackley is, well, I'm biased. It's the best. They scientifically put so much money into the quality of their products to ensure that they're healthy and safe for you and the world that we live in. So, good company. I don't want to take up too much time talking about it, but the other thing is the marketing. I consider myself more helping people to be successful in whatever it is that they do. I've learned a lot from Rob. I've learned a lot from Janet Lazier. I learned a lot of things online, and when I learn it, I teach it to other people. How to be successful with whatever business that you have, and I guide you to the right places to find the best tools to do all of that. So I hope that helps. Thank you, Rob.
Well, thank you, Ken. Yeah, that was excellent, Ken. And yeah, Shackley, that's definitely a good company. Sort of similar to Sizzle. I think they were around longer. A lot of people that I know that moved eventually into Sizzle were prior Shackley distributors. So yeah, things that are environmentally safe, quality products. Yeah, good stuff, good companies. So that definitely qualifies as something, a primary business, something that has tangible products and services that would attract people on or offline, and you can tell your grandma about it. So that's all those qualifiers that we talked about earlier. Okay, no more questions. So this will be a short meeting if our audience doesn't start picking up the pace here. So pepper us with questions and comments by clicking the Q&A button in the upper right-hand corner and submitting that to us so we can react and all that good stuff. So with that being said, Nick, over to you. Your thoughts on primary businesses and how to choose one.
Okay, so for me, again, Ken and I agree on a lot of different things, and I think we operate in a very similar manner. My primary business is also Shackley. 50 years in business says a lot about a company. I love the products. I love what the products do for me. So it just fits naturally into everything else that I do. So it's easy for me then to talk about Shackley, and it's a great end game, if you want, for my customers that I'm building a relationship to, that at some point I can suggest Shackley in some way to help them. So something they may say to me or talk about, well, here's something that you can try. So you're getting them into a product you're not really selling. It's just it's educating people about a product that fulfills a need that they have. So for me, and if you're interested in learning more about it, you can get a hold of more information about it at nickgrimshaw.com. The really thing that I want to talk about is what you pick as your primary business, and I'm really interested in finding things that align with everything I'm doing. So when you're looking for a primary business, what you need to look for is something that fits in with what you're already doing. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense for you to go out and try something completely left field if you've never dealt with that product or item, or it has the only interest to you in doing it is money. Then you're going off stream and it's not going to work for you. If you find something that fits organically with what you're doing, and I'm like Ken, I really like to help people, suggest solutions, find solutions for them. I have my own program that I own, Learn with Nick, as part of that, was to help people find solutions and understand how to use a certain program online. So all I do is very similar to Ken, is to help people find solutions, and Shackley fits right into that thing. I have solutions for health and wellness. I have things I do online for spirituality, like meditation, and how to set up a daily practice that will really help you live a fuller life. Those are all things that I'm fascinated with and love. So when you find something that you love and it fits in with what you're doing, it will work for you. So that's my whole thing on how to find a primary business. Obviously, it has to have all the things that Rob's talked about. You can do it online and offline. And right now I have an awesome online program that fits in with the Shackley program. It's just amazing. But I also have offline customers, and it gives me a chance, because online you don't get that one-on-one direct interaction, and I love that. So I love going out and talking to people and having that connection offline as well. I need both those types of connections. So is there anything else I wanted to talk about? No, align it with your passion, whatever it happens to be, and it could be Club Shop, or it could be you know, a video program, or something else that has both those components as a product that you can sell online and off. And I think that just about covers it. And find a company that's been around for a while. There's a lot, I've seen it happen time and time again, new companies coming on stream with like just huge expectations and huge hype about what they're going to be able to do, and a year later they're gone. So watch out for that hype. If it's really overhyped, I'd really take a step back and look again at it, and maybe watch it for a while and see how it progresses. That's everything for me. Rob, back over to you.
Okay, well, thanks, Nick. Very good. And you just gave me an idea for next week's topic. We'll see what the audience, see what the panel thinks, and see what the audience thinks. You certainly can let us know what you'd like us to talk about next week. I'm thinking, why should I have a domain name? I think we just learned why tonight, because some good, we're going to spot off our business. How quick is that to say, hey, go to robgearing.com Go to nickgrimshaw.com. So there's places and ways and means to get yourself a domain. Your name is the easiest one. And then, the hosting and stuff people get intimidated by, but it can be set up and, not really, mess with then. Sometimes people think they have to build all these web pages. Just like buying, once you get your offline business card established, then, all you do is keep reordering the same one. So, just to have that quick presence where if somebody doesn't have a piece of paper to write something down, or you can't hand them something, I just tell people, go to my name, and you'll figure out what I'm about. And if you've been around a while and you blog too, you can tell people, just Google my name. You want instant credibility, go ahead and Google Rob Gearing. Now, eliminate Rob Gearing, who's the director for NFL films. You got to take him out of the mix. Other than that, there's not really that many famous ones out there. So go do it. I challenge the audience to go Google and see what you find out about me. Maybe post it on my blog. Tell me some stuff that maybe you learned. Could be hopefully everything would be good. But anyway, that could be our topic for next week. So when we do the wrap up with the panel, we'll see what the panel thinks, and I'll look for comments from the audience on that as well. So I'm currently answering Rebecca's comment. All makes sense. I agree with Nick and all about having your business that fits with you, with what you are currently doing. I would phrase it as something you can become passionate about that makes you feel comfortable bringing it to people online and off. And Rebecca had a good kind of a light bulb moment today where she just said, you know what, I really felt confident today presenting to somebody. She works with me in Club Shop as well. She's a team leader, right, Rebecca? Yeah, I believe or you're close. You have so many promotions happening, it's hard to keep track of them. But that was a nice thing to hear, that, you know what, I really had a great day today. I really felt empowered, and it's getting easier and easier for me to present. When you get that level of confidence, then, the world's your oyster for sure. Patrick commented on, Rob, as you said, set a plan. A friend who does well in MLM said to me the other day, and also build relationships where do you see people going, where do I see people going wrong? I'm trying to get the gist of your comment. Where do you see people go? Where do I see people going wrong? Okay. I see people going wrong pretty much what you're saying there, Patrick. I see people going wrong by sitting and waiting for something to happen, okay? Not having any passion, not having any drive, just saying, I've joined. And then there's the people that say, I joined and I'm not paying, so I can't afford it, there's no money, I can't. Well, I say, then, maybe you need to do something additional offline and then come back when you're ready, when you're focused. There is a level of investment that's required for serious earnings. It's just the way it is. It's the way business, you don't get a McDonald's franchise for nothing. You have to pay for it, and that's in the offline world. Online world's no different. Then you have the people that are willing to put the money down on the table, but I'm shy. I don't know what to say. I am nervous around people. Online's not going to solve your problems. It's the same. You probably struggle and suffer and fail offline, and it's probably going to happen to you online. So maybe instead of thinking the online is the answer to all your problems, get some things in order with your confidence and with yourself, and start believing. Be your best friend, and then take a go at a business. And select something like we talked about, and get with people who can teach you how to market it properly and wrap a system around it and succeed. And then at that point, you may be thinking, well, is that when it's all going to roll in? Well, it's not that easy. I'm a recruiter as well. I look at myself as an online and offline recruiter. And what that means is I'm going to approach somebody. I'm going to look for opportunities. I'm going to be the guy that seizes the moment, that seizes the day, carpe diem. I'm going to say, yeah, this is a perfect opportunity for me to mention my Club Shop business to this vendor who's in my town, who could actually get their website listed and get some notoriety, or be able to have people come with their rewards cards and get some level of discount, which the reason businesses do that is to gain additional business. And I'm feeling a little nervous about it right now, but you know what? I'm going to fight through that. I'm going to work through the discomfort to get to where I want to go. And if you do that every day for 7 days a week, for 30 days in a month, or 31 depending on the month, or 28 in February, 365 days a year for multiple years, you are going to succeed. Now, I'm going to be posting one of my favorite videos, so keep an eye on it if you're one of my followers. I've already shown it in Skype groups and stuff. But my favorite movie is Shawshank Redemption, okay? Because the reason I like it is it talks about patience. Yeah, it talks about jail, but it also talks about patience, persistence, perseverance. Because what do you say about a guy who takes 20 years to chip his way to freedom, brick by brick, okay? So I could say I have a 6-year plan, but am I going to chip away for 6 years to the other side, you know, and come on to the other side, which the other side of online marketing and network marketing, and all we do here is financial freedom and living life on our own terms. So think about that. Just Google it or YouTube it. Go to YouTube, type in Shawshank Redemption final scene, or no, I don't think that was the final scene, the Shawshank Redemption escape sequence, because it comes up as an inspirational, motivational video, and that gets me going anytime I need a little bit of a lift. So thank you for getting me all fired up, Patrick. I appreciate that. So Patrick also followed up with, regarding the question that Nick has covered, a lot in relation to my question. Fabulous stuff. So Nick, thank you for that. Anything that can inspire you is a good choice, according to Rebecca. So we're pretty well caught up on our questions and comments. I'm going to take a final spin around the panel. I gave my inspirational closing argument, so this time I'm going to start with Nick. So we're going to move left to right across the panel for our final closing arguments. If we get any questions and comments, we'll address them at the end. Okay, so over to you, Nick.
Okay, great. Thank you, Rob. I think just to go back to what you're talking about as a subject for next week, I think that's a great subject to cover, because I think a lot of people may be hesitant to get a domain name and or understand what's all involved in a domain name. And it was easy for me to spit mine out, and I've used my name in 2 different ways to get those domain names. So plus I have you end up having lots of domain names, as you probably know. So as far as your primary business, everything that I've seen and what Rebecca has said, it's all about what fits for you. Don't try to reinvent yourself to find a primary business. Find something that already fits in the stream of everything that you're doing. Okay, thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Nick. Over to you, Ken.
Well, I would agree with what Nick said, and you and Rob and Rebecca and everybody that made comments and things. That a lot of good things. Make it something, your primary business, something that you love to do. I mean, if you don't like what you're doing, well, if you love what you're doing, it's hard to call it work, and so you're willing to put the time and the money. It does take time and it does take money. It's not, if you see one of these get rich quick things, or you don't have to do anything, we'll do it for you. Back up, and take a look from a distance. Don't get involved with that sort of thing. Go with something that's been around. Shackley's been around for 50 years. It's got products for every room in the house, and for everything you do in life. It's a good program. And I do have a domain name, by the way. It's naturalken.com, and I've had it for years, but I need to learn how to use it, and that's probably something that I can learn from you guys, how best to use a domain name. So good topic for next week. Looking forward to that. And I used to live in Pennsylvania, Kane, Pennsylvania. So anyway, I lived back in the east there for about 4 years, and I've lived in a lot of places, but right now Oregon, and I love it. So everybody have a good week, and back to you, Rob.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. I appreciate that. So you're on the east side. You're more of a Philly guy, I guess. Big rivalry there, Pittsburgh versus Philly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Carlos, final thoughts from you.
I agree with what everyone said so far tonight. I mean, basically it comes down to what you're comfortable and what fits with you as far as, making your primary business, and it's something that you're comfortable going out and sharing with people. I mean, once you find that, your passion basically, and you can't go wrong from there. That was my 2 cents.
That was $1 million, actually. That was more than 2 cents. That was good stuff, Carlos. So that's it. That's the deal. It sounds to me like, psychology is complicated, but, people, I think when you're really happy and comfortable with something, I can think about some offline examples. As a retail guy, I've been in departments that were maybe more excited, that made me more excited than others. Not to say that you're not giving your best or that you don't like what you do, but certain things do, kind of make you more passionate, which can help you. You're more apt, I think, at that point to step into that discomfort zone and say, I'm going to go out on a limb and really, talk to this person or say this or do that. So I think there's a combination of things at play here, but don't let anything stop you from success. So if you're avoiding something, then go do it. And that's just psychology 101. I just get really frustrated when I hear people say, I can't do this and I can't do that. Why not? You got to put all that aside. If you fail and you did everything that you could possibly do and you never let anything stop you, then you know what? You can say, I gave it my best. I did it all. I did it my way, the Sinatra situation there. But at the end of the day, if you can't say that, I wish I'd have made those 10 phone calls. Maybe one of them would have been that big leader that I needed to, get to the next promotional level. If you ever have those regrets at the end of the day, that's just not a good place to be. So thank you, everybody. Barbara, thank you. She says thanks, and she has to go. Great evening to all. So I do wish everybody a great evening. I did want to announce my next hangout, and it's not going to be Sunday. Well, we will have Sunday, so we're always going to do Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, unless something comes up. But I would, I would let everybody know about that. But I'm going to do a special club shop hangout, and we talked, I think, last week about doing more videos about, everybody, each and every one of us using these mediums to do what we do. So I'm going to take my own advice. So Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, I'm going to try to get my coach, Mr. Scott Cunningham, Executive Director for Club Shop, and I may ask to see if he can bring the company president on, Mr. Richard Burke, to talk to you about Club Shop. So that's going to be Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I will be doing the, I'll be setting up the link probably when we get done here, so it'll show on my Google page under upcoming events, and I'm looking forward to that. So that should be exciting. And then following Thursday, we'll have our normal Sunday 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time hangout, which we'll discuss why I should have a domain name. So I'll throw some thoughts together, and the panel will be ready, and they'll have their domains, and maybe we'll get naturalken.com up and running. So Nick, I'm gonna ask you to give Ken some help on that, get him up and running, get his Shackley site up there, and it'll be good to go. Same with you, Carlos. I bet you have a domain name too. So think about that. If not, we'll get ourselves all cleaned up. We'll get our sites all ready to go for debut. And I'm gonna allow my viewers next week to post their domain, not a referral URL. I won't publish that nor speak of it. But if you give me a domain, I'll read it on air. So that could be, whatever, blah blah blah.com. Okay, so that's our homework assignment. I will say from the Traffic Leads to Income VM standpoint, we're motoring right along. We're going to hopefully have that internal autoresponder set by the end of summer. It takes time. I didn't realize how big of a project that was. My programmer's telling me, slow down, cowboy. That's not an easy undertaking, because us owner guys really are, do this to the programmers. Come on. We don't. But I've been on the technical side too, so I understand. So I'm fairly patient in that regard. And what else is going on? When it comes to domain names and hosting, we have resources in the Downline Builder. Our favorite is GDO, so you can get a domain name through them. You can get hosting through them. You can move into pure leverage with them, which gives you the authority blog. You can install a WordPress blog on your domain as well. So I always say use authority blogging means you're using somebody else's domain. So the pure method can be done through GVO as well in their hosting plan, and they'll let you install a WordPress blog on there and stuff like that. So that's in your downline builder. I talk about that all the time, so I want to give a plug to that while we're talking about hosting and domains and such as we prepare for next week. So I think that's it. So have a great marketing week. I'll see you on Thursday at 11 a.m. on our next Hangout, which will be focused on Club Shop, and then next Sunday, Father's Day, special Father's Day edition. So have a great marketing week. Behave yourselves, and see you soon. Take care. Good night. I'd like to thank my panel as well before I hit stop broadcast. So great job, guys. Thanks.